Excuse me, guys. All right. That backwards again. All right. So I don't know if I'm gonna go the full 2 hours tonight since I've done the last 2 days, but I did want to actually get on my schedule. So the schedule again going forward is going to be kind of 8 p.m. on Mondays, and then 1 p.m. Wednesdays. Except for this coming Wednesday, I'll do another 8 p.m. So that I'm not conflicting with Sean's stream. But today, I'm gonna play around more with the cloth materials. So I actually did a little bit of work off stream, which you guys will see in a bit. That I cleaned up how the subsurface was working. It was defaulting to a foliage. That's why everything was so green. So I cleaned that up. But Sean passed off the PSD files for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out these maps for it. And then I'm going to kind of play around with creating a material that, one, has the subsurface scattering, but two, also will have some vector color in it so that I can just flood vector colors in to pitch the same material into different colors on different meshes. But first, I wanted to get a little bit of normal map made for this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have to do it 2 times, I think. Well, 3 times actually, I guess. I mean, I can maybe I do it 2. But so the material here has a straight version, which is fine. I don't need to really do anything with that. I did create a separation of this already, and I desaturated them, or desaturated that one. Let's desaturate this one. So I'm going to desaturate these. This one, I also probably, now that I'm looking at it, I probably should do some blurs on this because all the information for the normal map, all I care about is kind of how this is flowing. I don't necessarily care about all of the brush strokes that Marie did when she had initially painted this. So what I'm going to do is probably hit this with a blur first. Filter blur. Let's use a Gaussian blur and play around with the slider a bit. Probably pretty close to what I wanted it when I like 20. Not too bad. Oh, there's a little bit of artifact. Hey Nick, how's it going? I can see a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it through the stream. It's almost like wood grain banding on this. I'm really hoping that's not going to cause me an issue later. But we can see. Also, this is still at 4K resolution, so if I bring this down, hey Code Evolved, pull it. Nick, you're Code Evolved, aren't you? dual nicks. um, going well. Regressing some. Yep, the one and only. How's it going, man? Some M&M issues and finding some new ones. Oh, awesome. Working on anything specific? I saw your screenshot of the skeletons that are staring at the wall like they've been put in a corner. Yeah, I just started streaming like a week or two ago for this project that I'm working on. And I decided to throw a link on Facebook to see if anybody wanted to watch. But Nick, who's in chat, Nick meet Nick, is also working on the project with me. The disconnect with attempting to trade mobs. Good name. All right, let's adjust this image size. Took care of some of it. I don't have my Cintiq on right now. Paint this. I'm just gonna kind of real quickly with my mouse hit these with a blur, just make sure that there's no more of that the brush strokes, so that when I turn this into a normal map, it's gonna actually like light and flow nicely. You still dealing with the COVID? So you did have it then? Hope you feel better, man. That can be rough. I know my mom's been a nurse on a COVID floor, so I've heard all sorts of stories about it for sure. But hope you feel better soon, man. And thanks for stopping in. And I saw that you had followed as well, so thank you very much for that. All right, so let's save this out. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do Monday nights and Wednesday during lunch. So whenever, if you're ever free, feel free to stop in and chat with us. Been showing off, various parts of. I'm doing the environment art for it, so that's pretty much what these streams are. But there's other members of the team that are streaming too that you can check out. All right, I put this. PNG. Okay, I got those. Sure that this is scaled down as well. It is. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this into Substance Designer and try to, excuse me, get a decent normal map going for these. Right. We'll import it. Oop, I didn't want to link that. Import. $48. All right, so let me do some basic setup stuff on this. I haven't done that yet. I like to work with tessellation again, I mentioned this during another one of my streams. I just like being able to see the stuff kind of raise up. This is not actually meant to displace by any means. In fact, I'm basically attempting to fake it displacing. Oh, getting issues because these are colors. Gray. We need to convert these back to grayscales. Even though they are grayscales, they're bitmaps, so it's seeing it as a color. Ambient occlusion looking like oop. What's going on here? Honestly, I might turn that off. We'll see. And we'll turn up the intensity on the normal. There we go. Doing what I want. Except for that ambient occlusion, I'm just going to flood it back with the white. Actually, let me break it back. Yeah. I'm just going to flood that in for now. Because this map isn't going to help me at all. I'm really worried about this banding, though. So... and this... with the levels on this. So what I'm attempting to do here is this color is very kind of mid-range gray, and this is kind of a lighter gray and a darker gray. I'm gonna increase the contrast by bringing the dark and light value peaks up, so you can see it's already sculpting it more. Just forget. Yeah, there we go. Kind of see as I move the light around, it's a little bit sculpted. Which again is not exactly what I actually am going to be using it for, but it just helps kind of view everything. Yeah, it's got a little roughness in it. Wonder if I can blur it in here and that'll help at all. Let's do high quality blur. Oop. Although it does look better than that one does. So let's play with that a little bit more. Pretty good. So it's really would be great if that ambient occlusion was working for me. This does not look good. It'll be a lot easier to see what's going on. Okay, so I've got that. And what I wanted to use this for primarily was, let me pop over to Photoshop again. The stitching on this is running, very vertically and horizontally, which works great for when it's flat like this. But if I go into this one and I do the folds, those edges are still running straight, but this is kind of telling me this is sagging a little bit. So I want to use a couple of the nodes in Substance Designer to play around with this a bit and try to make these bend a little bit more to this, and then I'm going to use a different software package that I have a little bit more control over. All of the little nuances in this texture to kind of create a normal map for it. But let's play around with that. So I'm going to try a uniform directional warp grayscale as my initial method. I think this is going to work pretty well. I already kind of see it's distorting it. So right now it's a little too much. Down. But you can see how it starts to conform a little bit more to those edges. I just need to try to do this in a way that it is not going to completely break it. I play around a little bit with the angle it's warping to. I just want it to kind of subtly fall off that, you know, rigid grid that it initially was. Oh, that's the tail. I'm not actually using tails to kind of like streak these, so you can like streak shapes and kind of like elongate them and things like that. But that will not really help me all that much. So actually, a little bit of a beveled look, but no, probably don't want to do that. I kind of just play around with the slider until I see something I like. Obviously, you know, that's way too much. You know, these are all broken up and don't look good. Doesn't look too bad. I want to see what just a directional warp. That's going to give me a better result. Actually, yeah, I think I like the directional warp better than the unified. So now let's just play around with those numbers. Also, I'm going to plug these other inputs into this. How it looks. And this is, again, kind of one of those things when I'm not streaming, this is always on my second monitor, so I can see it a little bit better. And I have the scale up way higher than I probably. And I'm not going to be using the ambient occlusion, so if you see these little, like, black, these really harsh black lines, that is this basically filling ambient shadows in between stuff. I'm just using this right now just to kind of get an idea of how these are starting to feel. So you can even kind of see it's not really pushed up. That's kind of bad because the light's there. Let me try to move it out of the way. This is still flat, but if I move my light at an angle, you can see how the weave now feels like it's starting to sculpt over this. I can attempt. I'm gonna try to do it in this, but I might go over into another software package to play around with this a little bit more. So let's see if I can just get these to blend well in here. I'll blend. Actually, let's try blending this one and then that one on top. How do I want to do this? Let's go with the multiply. Let's try that first. Nope. It's not being consistent. You can see how there's a lot more crevices in here. Maybe a max darken. Nope. Nope. Let's try a good old overlay. Bring that down. This. Let's do it this way. Oops, I can do it. Off light. Off light probably is actually the best. Yeah, I'm not going to try to blend it in here. All right, so I've got this, and I'm going to spit these out. I probably will spit this out as a spit out the normal map, but I probably won't use it. I might use it. I don't know. We'll see. But what I'm going to do is probably try bringing this into Crazy Bump with this. And then the only difference between this and the original version is a little bit of pinching and stuff like that is going to be more reflective of it laying and kind of draping over those these folds. And I was kind of going to follow those folds a little bit better. All right, so let's put these ports. This will be fabric fold. I'm changing that intentionally from cloth to fabric so that I have a different name. So I'm not saving over stuff in case I want to. Okay, so let's open up Crazy Bump for now. I've actually used this and create my other license. But for now, this. Oh yeah, doc. Yeah. Nick. Designer. And I'm gonna try just doing this with the base color. Okay. And if I remember correctly, this was a lighter area. Technically, I'm gonna flatten this out so much it's not gonna really matter, but I'm gonna pick that one. And now a box for now. And first thing I'm gonna do is you can see how this has a lot of kind of curves to it. That's a shape recognition in this. I'm going to turn that down, and that'll flatten a lot of that out. And we'll bring this way down. For a fairly subtle effect. Pretty good. Bringing these large shapes, I might be able to get rid of some of that. Some of these bigger forms. Bring those down. I'm gonna start bringing up the finer details. I don't know how clear the stream is gonna be, but it's kind of just making these little shapes pop a little bit more. I even play with the sharpening. That might grab shape. So that's looking pretty good. We're dropping medium shape. Yeah, not bad. It's pretty flat. I might want to bring a couple of those back just to make it a little bit. My light so I get a little bit more extreme angle on this. Let me turn on. Oh, the colored lights are on. Oh yeah, they are. The one was just off to the side. I couldn't. Just gives you two different lights. One's a little blue. One's a little like orange. Go around. Like that. It's feeling very cloth-like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to save this normal map. Save it to the other folder. Got that one. Now I'm gonna open up my folds, and we are going to try to get the folds to sculpt correctly. Let me take a look at this real quick. Actually, let me look at the folds. So my highlight being on the left side is what I want. This one. And just to make sure it is reading correctly, I'll turn the diffuse on. Pretty good. Ooh, I might have to clean that up. Yeah, there's gonna be a seam. Let's do this real quick. Guess I will be turning on my Cintiq. Ugh. I apologize. I'm gonna be probably looking downwards. My setup doesn't really allow me to work on this. I'd like to. Okay, so because there's a seam here, that's gonna affect the normals. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna offset this. Other and it's 1024 by 1024, and the reason I'm doing this is I'm just putting the seams right in the middle, so you can see them right here. And I'm gonna clone stamp. Actually, no, I'm just gonna paint. I may have to do the same treatment to the actual folds as well. Oop, that doesn't look good. try to use this one. I'm not talking. There in this angle using it. I will just say that much. Oh my, this is taking so many passes. Yeah, the arm of my chair keeps like bumping up against my arm. Normally I'm like laid back, drawing like that. But probably not the best for streaming. So I will attempt to deal with it. If this is going to be the more. Do. You know Photoshop, Goblin? I would never guess. Not like I just didn't watch you doing your thing in Photoshop for the last 2 hours. I'm excited. I'm really excited for everybody to see the stuff you've been working on. See how everybody reacts to the lineup. It's really coming together. Ooh, that's ugly. If this stuff is so close, yeah, I might play around with that if I can't get this to work. Oh, you know what? I bet you is it one of those hidden tools that I have to I haven't used Photoshop a lot on this machine since I got it. I installed it, and that was basically it. Or I haven't used a lot of tools on it. I usually use Substance. What is? Looking better with the old-fashioned one. I don't need this to be perfect. I just not have a seam, essentially. Lasso, then right click with lasso selected in the drop down menu. So select lasso, click. Oh, you talking about the polygonal tool? Or are you talking about the healing brush? That's what I was looking for, but I do not. Make a selection with the lasso. Yeah, they changed. Something has changed since the last time I used this. Then right click. Or right click up here. I don't know why I keep clicking a crop tool like there's more under crop tool. Yeah. Oh well. I'll just finish painting it. It's not that bad. I'm almost done. I just wish my chair was more suited for the angle I'm sitting for streaming. And using a tablet. The only major seams were right here and right here. Oh, this is almost done. Gonna yeah, Rails, but it's really hard to suggest something on stream. Oh, dude, don't worry about typing, especially to me. I'm dyslexic, so I'm lost without spell check, and I'm also amazingly skilled at proofreading something as I'm hitting send, or just being super in a hurry and not proofreading, and then coming back later and looking at it and being like, oh my god, that word, I just sent a word salad and probably no one understands what I'm trying to say. So I don't judge people on their typing or spelling or grammar in their typing. Oh, see a little bit of a seam here. Theme does not want to go away. There we go. Send you it as well? Yeah, I mean if you want, I can send it over. Let me I want to send this file's fairly large. I could just send you this. Let me save this. Actually, let me offset it back. Save it as. There. I think that's the one I just sent you. But I just realized I'm gonna have to bring this back into here. So let me from 5. There we go. So now all that little bit of shading I did do, at least on this version of it, should translate over. Which means I've got to export this out again. And then it also means I need to redo the first part that I already did, which was what? Algorithmic design. Brick and base color. Okay. So do this again. This should be pretty quick now because where is my 3D? Oh, closed it. I remember pretty much what the settings were. So it was, I think I had like 20 for this. Shape recognition was 0. Sharpen. Fine detail. And let me use right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Inch. Like how the light interacts with it. So if anybody who's watching doesn't know how a normal map actually works, I guess I can share that as I'm playing around with this light. Granted, this isn't a very extreme normal map right here. Let me push it to a more extreme look. There we go. So essentially, a normal map just has 3D lighting information, so you can have it on like a flat object like this, and it looks like there's more detail. The colors are basically the lighting channels. So Z is straight on. You can think of it like a movie projector projecting on a wall. So blue, that's why most of them, when you look at them, they're very blue. It's because that's what the light looks like when it hits it straight on. Red is your R, or not your R. Your red or R channel is your horizontal lighting. So like all this little lighting that's highlighting vertically or looks like they're running vertically. That's in the R channel, and it's just saying, okay, if the light's hitting it from the right or left side, highlight there, and then the green is your up and down. So the light's above it, it'll catch there and then shade the other side, and vice versa. If it's down below, it'll shade that side or it'll shade the top and then highlight the bottom. So that's essentially what you're looking at when you're looking at a normal map. And during my streams, I'll probably be playing with normal maps all the time. I'll probably say that a million times over the course of me streaming. So let me save out this normal map. Fabric. Folds. Oh, that's right. I didn't rename it because folds. Oh, weave. See the weave in there. All right. And then let's go with my new fold. Oh, shoot. That's right. Hold on. Oh. Let me fix this in my. I'm doing this in my other window real quick. I saved it to the wrong folder. Okay. So we will open up a new file and we will go to folder. Folds that I just want to. So now you can see there's not a hard edge there. It's a little bit more sculpted, which is just what I wanted. So now this one I might keep the shape recognition up, or play with it a bit. Grab the wrong. I think that's too much. The shape right now. Like that. Now there's too much of this noise in here. I can get rid of that. Throw this out. No, still getting it here too. Oh, wow. Oh, did you already do that, Goblin? You are so fast. let me take a look at this. Desktop. I'm hoping it works better than mine because it definitely had banding and stuff still in it from the gradient. Um, folds. Still a pinch, but that doesn't look as bad as mine as it did when I did it. And if I can play around with these sliders a bit to get some of that out. Oh, yeah, grabbing fine detail is literally the thing I do not want to do. I want to get rid of all these tiny little details, so I'm going to just crank up all the fine detail. Looking better. All right, so let's see. Let's take a look at that with the other map that we did. Okay, looking pretty good. So now you can see how those edges are already deforming more with the way the cloth is. Um, and now I can play around with these maps, and I think we have enough noise in these. Sorry, I'm finding hiccups again. We have enough noise in the fabric weave that the little bit of that kind of tiered look that was in this part isn't going to be an issue anymore. So now it's just kind of playing around with these to kind of get a balance that looks right. Pretty good. Get a nice little deformation where kind of folds in, and then the weave follows that, and then it stretches horizontally. It feels like it kind of goes horizontally a little bit, and nice little gentle tapers of that. So that direction warp worked perfectly. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Nice little, and it's super subtle. But when you have this, um, when this little subtlety goes a long way to selling this. When if I, let me save this out. Do you think it looks dope? Awesome. Um, folds. Um, and let me. Dude, I don't have the normal map for this. See how I can do this real quickly. I guess I'm just have to open it. If I do the flat one, I need to make the flat one anyways. But if I were to bring in the folds again, what are you freaking out about? There we go. And I'm not going to fine tune it as much, but with this in here, and if I have just the straight, flat, normal, it doesn't, you don't get that nice little subtle effect of it kind of deforming and bending. So now it just looks kind of, it looks off. It doesn't look like, it looks almost like scaled as opposed to draping cloth. What program is this? You've only ever used Albedo. This is Crazy Bump. I haven't actually used Crazy Bump in a while. Just something subtle like this type of like blending. I feel like I have more control in this. But yeah, that's just what I'm using right here. And then I was doing all the warps and stuff over here in Substance Designer. So now that we have this, what I'm gonna do, close that. Nice Photoshop. Actually, I probably should close because I've got a lot of stuff. And I just copied stuff out of there. So like that. And let's open up the game. Launch all this stuff. I think I just got a follow, it sounds like. Hold on one second and I'll take a look who that was. I've got like a million things covering my window right now. Oh, Goblin, thank you. All right, so let's open up the game. And now what I'm gonna do in here, I'm probably just gonna make a plane, and then we'll start playing around with the material. Like I said, I want to make one that we can reuse. We can get a lot of use out of this this cloth material that we have, both the flat and the folded one, but just be able to kind of pitch it into different different colors without having to, you know, create, you know, if we want 20 different colors, have 20 different you know, 2K textures. We can get away with having one set of 2K textures and then use vector color for that. So I can use yeah, there's definitely a way to do that. I have to play around with it. I haven't done this particular thing in Unity before, but from just playing around with Pro Builder, I think I can get this working pretty easily. I've done similar stuff in Unreal before. So let's create ourselves a material. Materials, world. And what I'm gonna make it out here just in case we get rid of it. We can always move this stuff around. I'm gonna make a new folder. Fabric. And I'm going to import those files into here. Where I this one. Oh no, we want that one. Or no, that one, and we want here. And I forgot I do need to in Photoshop. See, I said this last stream, every time I close and I don't save, I always need it right away. I forgot to save out a 2K version of Marie's scaled down. And then I'm going to do an ornamentation version of this later. I'm not going to do that today. Oh, actually, image size 2048 by 2048. Which, for anybody who doesn't work in textures, that is what we can texture artists consider 2K. The resolution, texture resolution is not the same as like screen resolution. Where am I? Cloth. I need to go through all these textures, get things a little bit. All those things I keep going, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And although I did go this morning, I did fix, I mentioned this before, I fixed the material, so now this isn't super green, and all of the cloth has it. And we can, right now they're all the exact same consistency. So like if we wanted like these to be thicker, we can make them thicker, or we can make them thinner. But all of our tents and stuff use subsurface, so there's a little bit of light transparency through them. And also our grasses now have some subsurface scattering, so they're not completely silhouetted. There's a little bit of transparency and stuff to them. Okay. So bring in the rest of these. Ported that one. Flat. Shoot. Go back in. Photoshop. Open this one. I want to desaturate it. The reason I'm desaturating it is to take out that issue that we had yesterday, Goblin, where you were sending me color codes and and things weren't exactly the way the colors that were being represented weren't the colors we were seeing. This will take that out of the equation. Both gonna import this time? Yes, thank you. I just realized, like an idiot, I put these in. I put the textures in material. Put them. I want to do. Yeah, I'm good at doing stuff like this where I start going, oh, and I start building stuff, and then drop these into texture. And then oops, not rename. Folder. Fabric new for now. I don't want to remove everything until I've got all the different variations set up. Okay, so that works. On fabric, we will create shader. And thinking I'm probably going to use this fabric shader. Let me rename this. Shader 1. Let me create a standard one too, because I'm, again, as an Unreal guy, I'm 100%. Okay, this is not what I wanted. Definitely. I'm still learning my way around the HDR, the shader graph stuff. Fabric, static, shader. I just want to see the difference between what these graphs look like when they open up. I don't think I can get away with using just the fabric-based one. So let's see. So what I'm gonna do is create a vector color. Vector color. Or sorry, not vector. Vertex. Vertex. And that will get multiplied by our texture. Base color. We're gonna need one more of those. Normal. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take whatever this is, and I'm gonna make the default our flat. So this will be multiplied. I don't know the hotkeys for unities. I'm so much faster at doing this in Unreal. Hold on a second. Oh, you know what I need? I need a 3D texture. Got in there. There we go. Slowly, my mind is processing the way Unity does this. All right, so I'm going to take all of the colors in this, which is a grayscale, and we will be able to multiply it by whatever color we set the vertex to. And then we'll plug that into our base color, and then the normal map will Do another texture. B. And whatever we put in, and this is the flat one, so again, I'm just going to default it to the flat one. That will go into our normal. And then make I guess I'll call it smoothness since that's what Unity calls it. Smoothness control. And we'll default it to 0.5. Not that we probably are going to use it. But at least come in with someone. Okay, so those should be good. Let me look at the other settings we have in here. We want it as a fabric. Turn on double-sided enabled. We want it double-sided, so it renders both faces of the normal. So like you can't see through the backside of it. Take. Is it going to be by default subs? Oh, there we go. Subsurface scattering. And subsurface mask. I'm just going to put this directly in there. We'll see how that works. The color, we may end up needing another color for it, but hopefully this works. That would make life a lot easier. Any other subsurface? It's already set to material type cotton wool. Do I need to set a profile for this too? I don't see anything. Okay. So I'm going to save this asset. And then I will into my fabric over here, right click on that shader graph and create material. So now we have fabric flat new. Okay. All right, so go into our scene and throw this on here and see how it looks in it. Okay. Why is it only showing there? Hold on. Let me think about what I did. Oh, you know what? The texture is... No, it's good. Weird. Might be the subsurface scattering overriding. That definitely doesn't look right. Let's see if the vector thing works first before I try to figure out that stuff. So if I go into Pro Builder... Oh, hold on a second. Blue. Hold on. Let me bring up a brand new plane. I want to make sure that there's something weird going. Oh, hold on. That was not the shape I want. Okay. Yeah, subsurface is acting. That is. Ah, here we go. It does give me. Oh, I want this as. There we go. Yay. Okay, so now that is looking right. Now let's try our vertex color. So I should now, with this selected, be able to make it green or blue or whatever I want. I should also be able to oh my god, what's the hotkey for this? Polybrush. There we go. Should be able to take my polybrush here. Is my vertex color. There we go. Should be able to just like essentially paint on it too. Granted, it's only gonna let you paint as much as you have vertices on here, but so we don't have to change the palette every 5 minutes, and that'll be a problem too. If we're all changing the palette, it's gonna mess up stuff across the entire world. Since I think the palette updates, like we only have so many palette spots, I think. But if I wanted to do like yellow or whatever color code, I put that in there. That is my selected one, and just select the faces with fill. Or I could, you know, say if I want to do yellow, I can just do flood and then flood the entire thing. So now we can use this material essentially to throw on stuff like that and make it whatever colors we want, which is really handy. Or it should work on an instance basis too. So let me double check before I celebrate. Yep. So one material can get us, you know, any range of colors at this point on here, without having to increase the texture memory or not texture memory, but like, well, yeah, I guess it won't be loading a bunch of different individual textures into the texture memory either, but the actual file sizes will be cut down because we won't have, you know, 20 different colors. You don't necessarily need 20 different 2K materials in there. Okay, so with that, you can duplicate off another one of these. So create and what am I creating? A material. There we go. My brain switched tracks on me. And this is gonna be fabric. Oh, I Control Z back too far and I unnamed that one. So this is fabric folded new. And let me rename this one. Fabric flat new. And fabric folded new, we will fabric folded new. Just swap in these, and then material. On geo. Should now have those on there. Although this one again needs, so we'll just have to remember that we need to set the profile to what we want. But once that profile is set, have. Huh. Wonder how we get the controls for it once we have that set. Weird. I might have to play around with this a little bit more, so we can actually play around with the thickness of it. Because this one over here, if we go back into its texture, no. Play around with how thick or thin that, and how intense the light's passing through it. So the thinner it is, the more light comes through. The thicker it is, the less light comes through. And then if we wanted it even thicker, I'd have to push an X to that area. So that's just a little bit thicker than the cotton. But yep, we can do some cool stuff with that. But now with these new materials, should there. Although why is it weird that I don't like? Hold on, did I have two other materials on there? Okay, that works now. Not quite sure what was going on there. Those work on there, and then poly paint, you know, we want this to be blue. We want this to be yellow. Just play around with those now. So for instance, one's over here. Yes. Ooh, you know what? These are part of the Blender file. I don't know if I want to mess. But and real easily make some updated ones. Let's do that real quick. Oh, I still got some time. Bring in some new ones while we're playing around. Oop, that was what I thought that was. Okay. Obviously, this is not scaled properly. We will fix that in a second. I'll delete these faces. Fix of it. That. Right angle. So I'm gonna do. Trying to think of how I want to approach this with Pro Builder, opposed to like how I would do this in my. I'd probably handle it differently, but collapse those down. Got that shape. See if I can give myself a. Cut tool. Oop, I did an extra cut in there. Did not. Oh, no, I didn't do an extra cut. Didn't cut it. Be fun. This is something that I might be better off building the initial thing in Maya, and then pro builderizing it if I want to do like. I was trying to see if I want to go about doing. Probably would do one running down that too, but I'm gonna just take bend out, and I will eventually replace these with some really modeled geo. Will work better. Break this symmetry up. The original. Again, you know, we might redesign these, and these might look completely different, but at least for right now, the aesthetic. Put that on there, and it's obviously super tiled, which is not what we want. So for UV editor. Might actually text version of the text, or is it just scaled up? Let's leave it like this. All right, so we'll duplicate. We'll over here and flip Y. Yes. I'm just gonna for now. Again, I'm gonna be replacing these more than likely. But we can get all fun now with our poly paint. So I can make this a blue color. Goblin, do you remember any of those color codes from that you were sharing yesterday, last stream? Yeah, which was yesterday. Watch. I have to play with the subsurface settings. It looks like the color is not working. This is not tinted yellow. It's using a grayscale now, so it should be good. Honestly, the color is coming out a little dark, so I might go and brighten up the overall initial texture so that it's not getting darkened as much. But if you have a direct link, it should work now. Try pulling from the concept. Of course, I didn't open it this time. Let's. I'm gonna have to do it off screen. It's gonna cover it up. And I have a palette sitting right on top of it now. There we go. Boost the saturation up on this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to lighten the materials, just a pinch, so like. Something like that. Save as the lightened and fabric, new lightened. Oh, and I threw the flat one on there, so let me actually do the flat one too real quick. Open. Lightened. Punch up the saturation on this. I don't think it's basically a grayscale now. I don't think that's going to do anything. Yeah, I already desaturated these. These are the desaturated ones. Uh-oh, stream lagging. Bitrate looks all right. What's up, bud? Good night. Oops, let's import and we will check using the not folded one. And new flat lightened. Boom. so much more representative of that color now. But yeah, all these colors should now look pretty much spot on. Oh, the stream's great, but your answer was delayed. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of random colors on this for now. Maybe not all primary colors. Just to illustrate that this works. That looks terrible. What? I need to stop. I'm just gonna actually do the blue. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna sample. I'll do it probably off stream because if I open the pre-ref document on stream, I'm gonna lag out. I'll just probably grab some like random colors from the marketplaces and throw them on here, and then duplicate these things all over the place and throw some random colors up there, at least for now, and then we can do that. Make this blue the blue we were looking at. Boost the saturation. There we go. What's up, bud? Good night. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. It's bedtime for the kids. They're actually going to bed when they're supposed to. Without me having to say anything. Can you tell that doesn't always happen? Normally it's like, get in bed. Alright, let me save that one. That is not as orange as I thought. Play more with this off stream to get the stuff looking a little bit nice. But I effectively did what I was setting out to do in this stream, was get these materials set up in a way that we can use them multiple times, and just using polybrush, just dump color in that works off of those. So that all should work now. And then is this one working now? Oh no, that's not, because I need to fix. Not duplicate. Not hit the control or the hotkey like I thought I did. Yeah, for some reason it's going white on the bottom, and it's probably just subsurface map issue. Maybe just plugging this straight, or we might just have to make a subsurface. Nope. Still not doing what I want it to. The rest of the subsurface controls. There we go. I got the thickness now. Does that mean I need to make a vector for that, or is that just going to be in the material? Out. Nope. Gonna have to make a vector for it. Thickness. One. Negative numbers do fun things, apparently. And I set in Unreal, you can set like min and max and like clamp those. Which apparently I can't do here. Or if I can, I just don't know how to do it. Which is probably more along the lines of if I'm gonna be honest. I'm just testing some of these things. Part of the fun of game design is a lot of tinkering. At least that's my approach. I'm kind of a tinkerer by nature. Although I don't play gnomes often. Yeah, I don't. Okay, I'll take a look after I get off, which is probably going to be. Oh, I'm almost at 10. I'm just go all the way to 10. I just want to see if I can find this. Might not be the most exciting portion of the stream. Particular. There's got to be a way to expose those other. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure out. That's the one thing I have to figure out is how to get this shader graph material render on it to. It is funny though. It just starts like radioactively glowing, like it's an emissive. Once you boost it that far. One. Like that. Figured it probably wouldn't, but I didn't expect it to like actually start yelling it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out. there's something that I've got to do apparently, with the masking, when I'm using the shader graph fabric, stuff, because that is just not the color that I want it to be, which is so. That will be probably my next little bit of off stream work, purely because I'll be probably diving into documentation and reading and stuff, so that is less than something exciting to stream. Me scratching my head staring at documentation, and trying to figure out exactly what I am not doing correctly, because I guarantee you it's I've missed a checkbox somewhere, or there's some node in the shader graph here that I just don't know. Try doing that to 0 as well. Yeah, it's still. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it. I'm gonna have to play around with that. It's not something I'm gonna be able to do here, in a timely or mildly entertaining manner. That'll probably be it for me tonight. I guess I won't take it to 10, because I've kind of hit everything that I wanted to do. So I'll have to play around with these settings and figure out what exactly I'm missing. And yeah, that'll be it. And then once this is all done, I'll actually model some geo, and then we can put some of the actual colors in here. Some of the blues, the goblin you were looking at, on there, which I guess they're already on there. And then maybe play around with some other colors as well, just to kind of see how it would look. But it's not going to look cool until this is not highlighting white. And I guess it kind of is showing the color, but it's definitely, I need to figure out how to gate that subsurface color when I'm doing it this way. But other than that, that is everything for today. Thanks everybody for hanging out. And it's only 3 people, but just in case anybody is not familiar with the game we're working on, it's a small indie MMO called Monsters and Memories. That is our website. You can feel free to check it out and learn a little bit more about it. And then that is the link to our Discord. If you want to, excuse me, if you want to hang out with us The entire team's in there, and you can ask questions and interact with us stuff there. And then again, my streams are the environment art streams mostly, for the most part. I might do other things at some point, but environment art is definitely what I'm focused on now. So the environment art streams will be Monday nights 8 to 10, potentially longer or shorter depending on what's going on. And then Wednesdays, probably 1 to 3. I might hop off a little early on the Wednesday streams. Oh, actually, no. Well, when my kids are in school, I usually go down and the youngest in and meet him at the door. So that's like at 3. But I will do 1 to 3 on Wednesdays, except for this Wednesday, I'll do another 8 to 10 as well. But I'll try to keep the Twitch schedule-y thing up to date when I do make stuff, or I'll make announcements on the stream, or if I have to change something, I'll probably say something in the M&M Discord. But other than that, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I will catch you guys next time.